Hello, welcome back. If you've watched videos on YouTube about online privacy and how companies harvest your data to sell them to data brokers and three-letter agencies, you're probably thinking one of two things. Either you become a basement-dwelling nerd who can only surf the internet through Tor, or resign to your fate and let the corporations suck every inch of data they possibly can out of you. Well, let me tell you, it doesn't need to be this way. You can take back your online privacy without sacrificing your ability to browse the web as you normally would. Please remember, however, that if the FBI thinks you're a person of interest, they'll get you no matter what. So this video won't help you with that. Anyways, let's begin. Okay, as you can see, I'm kind of recording this over what can only be referred to as degen hours, but, you know, I kind of procrastinated on this for long enough as it is, so, yeah. So I'm running this over virtual machine, as I've told you before. So I'm going to show you how to install Firefox. Now, usually most people would install Firefox through Edge, but no, I'm going to show you something a little nicer. So what we're going to use is a command called winget, through which we're going to install Firefox. And the reason I'm using this method is two-pronged. One, it's easier, simpler, and faster. And two, well, the awesome thing about winget is that when you download things through the winget terminal, the verification process, you know, the MD5 file verification process happens directly from within winget. So when you download software and install it through winget, you don't have to, you know, worry about MD5 file verification. Though, to be honest, most of the times you don't really need to worry about MD5 file verification. Like, it's very rare that I've ever had to worry about MD5 file verification. But if it's if that is something that you worry about and you want to make sure to verify all of your install files, using winget does this, you know, straight out of the bat. If you don't like winget, or you probably want to stay away from the Microsoft ecosystem, you can use Chocolatey for this. So you can use something like Chocolatey instead of winget. And Chocolatey has more packages, and they're both the same thing. You can even use winget to install Chocolatey. Okay, now we're installing Firefox. It's going to download Firefox. It's going to, oh look, successfully verified installer hash. Look, see that? It verified the file over here. And the nice thing about winget is that it usually does what we refer to as a silent install. Right. It installed Firefox silently, so you don't need to go through the Firefox installer and worry your head about all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's how it all works. So I'm going to open Firefox. I'm going to install a few extensions that you might need. So here we go. You've, of course, heard about the whole privacy notice with Firefox. You know, collect certain data like technical, provide car functionality, automatic translation, AI shit. I think all of you have heard of the controversy, and I kind of discussed this before, so I don't really want to go too much into this. No. We don't have browser data to, I'm not going to sync this to my account. Yeah, sure, let's go for those. Let's go for these three. So yeah, definitely you need the Facebook container. This thing, which is called the Facebook container, you should definitely use this because look here, it says prevent Facebook from tracking you around the web. So definitely have this as part of your web ecosystem. Sure. Yeah, Privacy Badger. This blocks trackers. I don't think you need to worry about Privacy Badger because if you download ad nauseum or the plugins that I'm going to show, the add-ons that I'm going to show you next, you're not going to really need Privacy Badger. But who cares? You can use that. Pop-up blocker strict. Let me see. I have something called pop-up. I use something called pop-up. Okay, let me go for what I use very quickly. So straight up from here, from Firefox, we're going to use something called canvas blocker. Alters some JS APIs to prevent fingerprinting. So this prevents JS fingerprinting. Use this. Use convenience settings, right? Protect DOM React API, protect window API. So this is some stuff that keeps the JavaScript stuff from fucking you over. Cool, right? So you got canvas blocker. So first one I show you. This one prevents JS fingerprinting. Fingerprinting, right? What is JS fingerprinting? What does it do? So we can look it up here. Okay, I think this is happening because I'm using a VPN on my main system. So okay, cool. I'm using a VPN on my main system, and because I'm using the free version of the VPN, this often happens. You can see I'm listed as Netherlands. Obviously, I'm not. Fingerprinting is a practice in which websites identify a particular browser and by extension, a particular user by collecting and combining distinguishing features of the browser and the underlying operating system. Elements of a fingerprint might include the browser version, time zone, preferred language, the set of video audio codecs available on system, fonts installed in the system, state of the browser settings, the computer's display size and resolution. So basically it's a bunch of identifying information about your computer that's just collected by your computer. And this basically canvas blocker, it just like completely blocks shit. And this canvas blocker, it kind of blocks shit from happening. So we haven't entered a website yet, so you can't really see. We haven't really entered a website yet, so you can't really see what's going on. And another extension that I want to show you is something I called pop-up off. This one removes, prevents pop-ups, overlays, cookie notifications. Other tools do not. Right, this one, you can just, here you go. So it's showing you a demonstration. This should work on most websites, but yeah. Yeah, I just enabled something called anti-paid. Yeah, you can enable the anti-paid feature. I think a lot of people are not going to like this. So yeah, we're going to go to settings, active by default, auto mode. Yeah, there we go. Let's use moderate. I don't want to donate. Okay, cool. I think that should be it. So yeah, you can basically do this. You basically go here, options, you set it to moderate stuff, and you can find like you can use websites that have pop-ups and shit. So yeah, this thing removes pop-ups from whatever cookies. Do you want to click cookie? Blah blah blah. It tells you no. Fuck off, biatch. Now the next one that I want to show you. There it is called Ad Nauseam, which is a fork of uBlock Origin, right? This is a fork of uBlock Origin. So it uses the same underlying technology as uBlock Origin, but here it does something a little extra. Ad Nauseam not only blocks ad, it obfuscates browsing data to resist tracking by the online ad industry. Do all these, of course. What ad blocker am I using? Am I using a different ad blocker? I'm not using a different ad blocker. How are they going to conflict? What ad blocker am I using? I think it's because I'm using wait. Why am I having this problem? What ad blocker am I using? I'm not using an ad blocker. I just downloaded this fucking thing. Okay, I think this has to do with the fact that I'm using Privacy Badger. Let's do it again. See? So yeah, you can't have Privacy Badger and this working at the same time. So yeah, you can hide ads, click ads. Yes, so the difference between this and Ad Nauseam and uBlock Origin is that Ad Nauseam does something very interesting. It clicks ads. So why would you need to do that? Why would you need an extension that clicks ads on your behalf? Here it goes. To throw ad networks off your trail, Ad Nauseam, quote unquote, clicks blocked and hidden ads, polluting your data profile and injecting noise into the economic system that drives online surveillance. The interactive ad vault allows you to visualize and explore the ads that Ad Nauseam has captured. So basically it blocks ads and then clicks them and injects them with noise, increasing these countries' CPCs and just like completely obfuscating their fucking stupid fucking garbage. And, you know, the underlying technology of, you know, Ad Nauseam is uBlock Origin. So Ad Nauseam and uBlock Origin are the same thing. So Ad Nauseam is basically uBlock Origin with like extra features. Right? So that's So that's a thing that you need to understand. So you have ad nauseum, canvas blocker, clear URLs. So what is clear URLs? So clear URLs does exactly what it says. It removes tracking elements from URLs. So basically, remember, you know how like when you know how somebody sends you a link from SoundCloud or something, and basically, or YouTube, and you have these like and UTM blah 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 blah. Well, clear URLs, what it basically does, right? So clear URLs, what it basically does is it takes certain links, such as campaign links, whatever, and it removes stuff and it removes things from the URL automatically. So if you enter something here, for example, like I don't know, like anything that has like a tracking link, something like a campaign link, like something that you copied from social media, or like a YouTube video and UTM source clipboard, blah, 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 blah. Clear URLs basically cleans up that URL from all that kind of garbage. So anyways, so that was Firefox and the extensions that you needed to use for protecting yourself on the internet. So now you have your browser fitted to block ads, JavaScript fingerprinting, and all kinds of nefarious internet no-nos. But what about Windows itself? Doesn't it also siphon your data to advertisers? Well, don't worry about that, because all you need to do is download a firewall. The one I use is Portmaster from Safing, which has features such as filter lists, DNS over HTTPS, and the ability to monitor your connections in real time. This has truly been a game changer for me, because not only does it block ads and trackers, but also blocks anti-ad blocking domains that companies often use to bypass your ad blocker. However, if you're using Linux, it's important to know that while there is a version of Portmaster for Linux, I've honestly tried the .deb package on Debian and found it to be completely broken, and it unfortunately uses IP tables as a dependency, which has been deprecated from current versions of Debian. You might have better luck with Ubuntu and Fedora. Let me know in the comments if it worked for you. If not, I've read that OpenSnitch is a good Linux alternative, and their guide on GitHub tells you how to set up a custom block list since it doesn't have them built in. However, you need a separate process for custom DNS, which, while not as simple as installing a piece of software that does everything out of the box, it's kind of par for the course if you're a Linux user. I'll provide all the needed links in the description for your convenience. Anyway, let's get Portmaster working on Windows. Error invoking, oh shit. Shit happens, okay, ladies and gentlemen? I was like, clicked it 3 times, whatever, okay. Alright, shit like this happens to the best of us. So, yeah, filter lists are initializing. So, quick setup. Trackers are blocked system-wide. So, here. Trackers are blocked system-wide. Portmaster automatically blocks ads, trackers, and malware hosts on your whole device. Portmaster knows what to block through trusted domain lists, which are also used by ad blockers in browsers, etc. You can always customize this in settings. So, you can basically see. So you see here, it blocks ads and trackers. It blocks ads. It has multiple ad lists. Add away, disconnect me, host, VNs, Safing's own proprietary ad list. No, not proprietary. It's not. Safing is actually open source, by the way. The Portmaster is actually open source, except for the SPN thing, which I don't use. tracking domains, disconnect me, tracking domains, safing analytics list, telemetry list. It has its own telemetry list. Other stuff, safing tracking list, right? So it blocks ads, it blocks trackers, it blocks malware links. You know, it has its own blocking list. Deception. You definitely want to turn this thing on. I don't know why it's not turned on by default. So yeah, services that trick humans. So it also blocks phishing links. Insane, right? Fraud links, mixed ads, trackers, malware. So like you see here, it has a lot of lists of like fucking garbage that it blocks. You can also block porn. You can also block porn, violence, gambling, mixed. I don't know what mixed. Yeah, you can basically block a lot of websites that contain NSFW material. Block all services from selected big tech companies. This will naturally make services. Yeah, so you can block big tech websites. Like you can basically block Facebook, Google, Apple, Microsoft, whatever, you know, like, and it's community curated. This is the open source part, and it has some experimental shit. I don't use this. I don't use this personally because this is, as you can see, an experimental list, and it might easily break websites and applications. And the point of this guide is to help you be able to use this without basically ruining your internet experience. So these are the settings that we use. Secure DNS. I use Cloudflare with malware filter. So this is like a custom DNS resolver. This is allows you to do custom DNS. It allows you to do like resolver. You can use Quad 9. You can use a foundation for applied privacy. You can use custom. Okay, so you can use Cloudflare and Cloudflare as fallback, whatever. Now you have a custom setting, whatever. And so yeah, that's done. So here you can see all of your connections. Here you can see where connections are going and to what end. You can see in real time what IP addresses are being sent and what ones are being blocked. For example, this one is blocked. Yeah, this blocks peer-to-peer connections by default. Don't worry, you can download torrents using this. You can download torrents using this, but it will definitely be very... it'll block torrents using this. Not resolving, the device is offline. So yeah, it blocks a lot of stuff by default. Now I'm going to show you some cool things that it does. It not only blocks ad block, it also blocks what is referred to as anti-ad block. So for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to open a website that I know uses... I'm going to open a website that I know uses anti-ad block. And for the sake of this video, I am not going to show you what that website is because it's not safe for work. So filter lists are being initialized. So yeah, it takes some time to download filter lists, and you can go back and you can configure the filter list, block secure DNS. So you can see here, like it's got all these really cool nifty features. And if you're like a more advanced user, you can use the advanced interface, is what I do sometimes. What is this? Never resolve using insecure protocols, plain DNS. This may break certain local DNS services, which always use plain DNS. You might want to keep that because if you want to configure your router or something like that, or if you want to run like a local media server, you might actually want to keep this on if you're running like a media server or something. So here you got, this is turned on. Block secure DNS bypassing. So if like a server tries to bypass your DNS, it basically stops you from doing that. Basically stops it from doing that. Block Firefox internal DNS over HTTPS resolver. So that might be useful to you guys. You don't need this. SPN module, you don't need this. You can go for a developer interface. I'm going to stay with advanced interface, not a developer. You could also like use beta support and staging, but like as I would recommend, unless you want to use your computer as a beta testing machine, stick with stable distributions for all software. Unless you're like some beta tester or you like to, use cutting edge shit, just stick to this stuff. Network noise. It also blocks network noise, which is kind of cool. Network noise, which is always kind of cool. So you can see here, it detects the VPN that I'm using. So yeah, Portmaster is a pretty cool thing. Like you can actually block an IP. You can actually manually block an IP. So the recording app decided that it doesn't want to do its job. So what I was trying to show you guys here was how the service Portmaster basically blocks websites that try to bypass ad blocking by doing shit like domain hopping and all that kind of garbage. And I was showing you how like this website that I was using uses ab1n.net and PEMSRV in order to serve people ads. And both of these domains, they belong to the same company, which is called ExoClick. So yeah, I hope you like this part of the demonstration. I'm sorry I couldn't provide live commentary for this section and all the next sections. Now, if you want to further anonymize yourself, you should use a VPN with a decent free service. The one I use is Proton VPN, which I found out about through an endorsement by the Freedom of the Press Foundation. I figured if a foundation that specifically deals with advocacy for journalistic freedom endorses this product, then it must be a good product. And ever since then, it has become my VPN of choice. And the paid version is even better, as it supports P2P servers, which can help you stay anonymous for P2P. An internet protocol, which despite what you might think, has uses beyond piracy. Proton also offers Proton Mail, which is an end-to-end email service. If you've watched the intro, you'd know I'm well aware that Shadow Dragon tries to scrape data off of Proton Mail for government agencies. However, as far as I understand, Proton, the company behind Proton VPN and Mail, has since 2022 been consistently shown to be committed to keeping their users' data private through independent investigations, one of which I will link in the description if you're curious. Anyways, let's begin. Okay, so I have Proton VPN open right in front of me. And so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to look over the features a little bit just to show you what it does. So this is the free version of Proton VPN. It's not the paid version. The paid version gives you stuff like, as I said before, the ability to connect to P2P servers, and a whole host of features that we're going to see in this video. So right over here, you got the VPN chart, the download upload speed chart. You got how much load, 67% load, country. Okay, so I think here I'm going to go to the settings. Okay. And basically, you got stuff like early access features. Then you got the connection protocol. You got the smart suggested. Okay, so there's two protocols for VPNs. There's WireGuard and there's OpenVPN. And as you can see here, the one that's usually used is the WireGuard, not the OpenVPN, because as per what I've read, WireGuard is much more safe. And you also got custom DNS servers. You don't need that when you have Portmaster. Moderate NAT, it lets you make things faster, reduce security, but it makes things faster for online games and stuff like that. VPN Accelerator gets you higher VPN speeds. Port forwarding is for when you want to do online gaming and torrenting. You allow a little place in your connection for those things you give them a special port, right? DNS leak protection, that's kind of like, you speed up your torrenting online gaming by allowing supported local apps to be reachable from the internet. That's definitely a big part of it. Yeah. And then you have DNS leak protection, which is always on. It prevents your DNS from leaking, the queries from leaking to third parties. Alternative routing, basically this can help you bypass firewalls in countries that don't let you use VPN. IPv6 leak protection, that's important, so your IP doesn't get leaked. Hardware acceleration, for the program right in front of you. Split tunneling is for when you want an application to use the internet without VPN. I used to use this for WhatsApp, but now it's like, no, it's completely fine to use VPN. But it used to act up when I used to use Proton VPN for WhatsApp, but now it doesn't. So they've improved that over the years. So over here, you got a little big map. You got profiles. You got countries. You can get like VPN services from all over the world. You have net shields, which is nice. When you have, uBlock Origin and Portmaster, you don't really need the net shield. But it's nice to have it. Kill switch. So there's a kill switch on and a permanent kill switch. I don't exactly know what the difference is between them. I think one of them basically kind of like completely is not connected for any reason. You won't be able to access the internet. Okay, so it basically completely stops the internet, but like kill switch on also does the same thing, no? Oh, kill switch is for when it drops. Okay. Permanent kill switch is when you disconnect, and the kill switch on is for when the VPN connection starts to drop, and basically you prevent it, like, when between networks, for example, a VPN connection would drop and it would start to reconnect and stuff. And, it basically cuts that out. Whereas the permanent kill switch, basically, you don't. If you turn off the VPN, you can't use internet. It doesn't matter what you use for the kill switch. I mean, it's not like you have to also be realistic about how delicate is your data? Like, if you're a journalist and you absolutely need the maximum amount of privacy, you definitely want to use something like a permanent kill switch. But other than that, it's fine to keep the kill switch off. Don't worry about that. Okay, these are countries from around the world. I'm showing you all of the countries from around the world right now as I'm scrolling. So yeah, except the country that I live in. Unfortunately, that seems to be strangely absent from this list. So yeah, I think that should be it. I hope this video helped jumpstart your journey into caring about internet privacy. Small steps like these, which, as you can see, although extremely easy to do, when combined, make for a rock-solid foundation of internet privacy. Now be aware that you can never be 100% safe. And the most important line of defense for your internet privacy is you. So if you get compromised due to your own stupidity, then no amount of internet tools can save you. Thank you for watching. If you're interested in supporting the channel, consider donating to my BEP20 address, which I'll flash on screen here. You don't have to do that, of course. Watching and engaging with this video is more than enough. I'll see you guys in the next one.